What if, on your 18th birthday, a date suddenly appeared on your arm? Not a random one, but the date. The exact day you'll die. It's unchangeable and absolute. This isn't a hypothetical horror story. It's the new reality. How would you live your life knowing exactly how much time you had left? Every decision, from your career to your relationships, would be filtered through this undeniable truth. Think about the practical, everyday choices first. Would you still invest 4 years and a small fortune in college if you knew you only had 10 years left? Would you take out that daunting 30-year mortgage if your timer confidently promised you 40? Or would you decide that renting an apartment is perfectly fine, freeing up your resources for experiences happening now? Society would fundamentally reorganize itself around this knowledge. Long daters, those with decades ahead, would become the new planners. They'd get the long-term loans, the slow-building careers, the patient investments. Short daters, those with only a few years, would live with a fierce and undeniable urgency. They might spend their entire life savings in a single year on travel, passion projects, and time with loved ones, because the concept of saving for retirement would be utterly meaningless to them. This certainty would most profoundly reshape our relationships. Imagine modern dating, but instead of asking, "What do you do for a living?" the first question becomes, "What's your date?" Falling in love would come with a built-in, unnegotiable expiration. If your partner's timer was significantly shorter than yours, would you still fully commit, knowing the precise day you would lose them? Would every moment feel precious and intense, or would you hold a part of yourself back to soften the certain heartbreak arriving on a specific day? And what about having children? Would you bring a child into the world already knowing exactly how long you'd be there to guide them? Would you record years of birthday messages in advance? Even our daily anxieties and frustrations would be transformed. Would you stay in a job you despise if you knew you had 50 years of life remaining? Probably you'd have time to eventually find something else, but if you only had 5 years left, you would likely quit tomorrow. Would you bother stressing over politics, traffic jams, or a negative comment online? Or would you simply let it all go, recognizing the sheer pettiness of such concerns in the face of your finite timeline? This knowledge could make society kinder and more empathetic, as everyone shares the burden of a known fate. Or it could make people more reckless and detached. There is, of course, a deeply darker side. How would we treat a person whose date is, for instance, tomorrow? Would we surround them with compassion and love, making their final hours beautiful? Or would we awkwardly avoid them, paralyzed by our own fear and mortality? And how would you personally cope watching the number on your skin get inexorably smaller each day? Would you become obsessed, checking it constantly like a morbid countdown clock? Or would you eventually learn to accept it, to ignore it, and simply live your life anyway? In the final analysis, this grim certainty might not really be about the date at all. It would simply force us to confront a question we all quietly avoid. What truly makes a life meaningful? Is it the number of years we accumulate, or is it the intention and love we pack into whatever time we are given, whether that's a century or a single decade? The ironic truth is that we all already have an expiration date. We just don't know the number. So the most important question remains, what will you do with your unknown amount of time?